everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. Now I haven't seen y'all in a while because a lot of things have been going on. Today is November the 17th, 2021. And so we've got a lot of things to talk about, right? Okay, so I'm going to tell you some of the things I've been going through over the past couple of weeks, months really, is I had a uncle, my mom's brother, passed away in September, and I had an aunt who passed away in early November. So it's a lot of things been going on, and my father got diagnosed with cancer, prostate cancer, but he's going into treatment now, so they caught it quick enough. But so there's been a whole lot of things going on, but there's been a whole lot of things going on in the news regarding the royals and entertainment business. So today I want to concentrate on Meghan Markle and Harry, because I try not to talk about it. I really don't. But it's just so much in that relationship, so much in that person, and that you can't not, because they're always showing up in the news with something else to talk about. So we're going to talk about it today. So the first thing we're going to start out with is the court case. So I was just happened to mind my own business one day, and I was doing my work, and it came up on the news that the appeal court with the Mail on Sunday regarding Meghan Markle, and the Mail on Sunday regarding the letter that she wrote to her father was in appeals. So, and it was being broadcast on YouTube through the courts. And so I turned to it, and it was boring. I didn't really want to watch a lot of it, but people were saying there was a lot of news being dispersed within that particular court case. So I waited to the end of the day. It was actually 3 days of court. And so at the end of the day, I just recapped everything that was happening. And so we found out again that Miss Markle, who, if you know anything about her, you've really been following the case, you know that she set her father up with that letter, right? I put a video up the day that the news was coming out. The last video I put up was a recast of something I did back in January. So it wasn't a new video. It was a video I did in January of the court case, and I said then that she was going to be held accountable. And I just wanted everybody to understand that I predicted that she was going to be held accountable, because the more drama and dirt you put out there, you're eventually going to get found out. You can't hide it, because one lie creates another lie, and eventually you can't outlie the truth. In other words, it's going to show up, and it did. So, but today is a live or current video, and we're going to do a reading on where Harry and Meghan is at this moment. What is going on in their relationship and business situation as a direct result of what happened, or the information that came out of that particular court case, the appeal case. So I'm going to do a reading. I'm going to show you the cards, but I'm going to start out. What was calling me today was the Haunted House Tarot. So we're going to use that one today. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to use this one today. Okay. So I'm going to pull the cards out, and we're going to start reading on this situation, what's happening with Harry and Meghan as a direct result of that information coming out into the news for the world to see. Okay. Let's do with the business relationships first, and then we'll do their relationship, personal relationship. So let's start with the business relationships. How is that impacting your business relationships with the new deals they have in place or they've been working on? How is that impacting them? Is it positive or negative? Are they going to be cut off? Some deals reneged on, changed, or even better? Are they going to get more deals because of the commotion they're creating? So what is the overall result of the news coming out regarding Meghan's lying to the courts about the letter she wrote her father? All the information that's coming out. How is that impacting their business endeavors and opportunities? Negative, positive, neutral. And we're going to do 3 cards. We'll do a before the news came out, when the news came out, after the news came out. 3 cards. Okay, this came out first. Just one card, please. Currently, however, the people she's working with. Got the card. And the last card is in the future deals. How is that impacting their upcoming or new or potential opportunities? How is this news impacting that? Okay, so we got 3 cards. Whew. Okay, so there you go. First card is the King of Pentacles. The second card is the Ace of Swords. It's upside down. I think it came out like that. And then we have the Major Arcana, which is a 6. Let's read them. So Lovers. So in the beginning, before the news came out, King of Pentacles, which is the best card you can get as far as making money and dealing, being sitting on top of the world. I mean, this guy's got his legs wide open. He knows he's the king of the hill. He's got his money set. He making good choices. He's got his hand to his chin. That means, yep, I've done it. I've done everything I wanted to do. I'm good. I've got everything I want. I am master. This is my world. This is my universe. These things are going my way. And it's not a negative card. It's a very positive card when you think you're in control of your finances. You're in control of your life. You're in control of everything that's happening. I am steady and in control. Right? But then comes the information about her lying to the courts about the letter she wrote her father. And we got the Ace of Swords. So we all know swords are new opportunities, new beginnings. Those beginnings have been cut and severed. So some things they're going to lose a lot. One, they're going to lose a lot of people who actually liked her or at least neutral to her as far as fans, and people who just knew the royal family, who maybe all over the world, who probably knew of her and was giving her the benefit of the doubt. A lot of people are going to cut her off and not pay any more attention. The deal she had, there's some that's going to be severed. There are some that's going to be severed. And the court case is going to definitely go against her. It is. It just has to. She's not going to get what she wants. They're going to understand that she lied and she set this whole thing up. And so when the biggest tide is going to come when the court case comes, the judges come back and say that they're going to either throw the court case out. They may say she may have some standing on the fact that it was a letter, and but they can kind of determine that she didn't want it to be held private because of the way she wrote the letter. So they're experts at what they do, and they're going to know that that's not what she set this person up. This is all about setting her father up, the whole situation up, and they're going to know that. So legally, she could stand on the fact that it was a private letter, and she can release it any way she wants to. She can write a letter any way she wants to write a letter, because that doesn't matter. She wrote it, and the British rules or law says that it's her letter to do what the heck ever she wants to do with it. She could tear it up, rip it up, burn it up, chant over it, whatever she want to do is her letter, right? And she has copyright over it. However, they're smart enough to know that she set the father up. She did this in motion to deceive. And so that's why it's going to go against her, and it's going to be mentioned. So even if they stand with the copyright part of it, they're going to come back against her for the fact that it was a setup, and they know it. It was an intent to fraud and set her father up. So it's going to come out, and that's when they're going to lose a lot of deals. And they're going to have a lot of people who were following her just kind of turn sour on her. They may not come out and say, I can't stand Meghan Markle. They just won't pay any attention to her anymore. She will not get the same type of press that she did before. And with the political things that she's trying to get into right now, a lot of people are going to step back from her. Everybody's gone through things, but it's like you lied to the court and you got caught. That's kind of harsh. And if they penalize her for it, one thing to say, yes, she did it and we're going to forgive her, or she did it, but we're not going to charge her or hold her accountable, because you know how that goes, right? But if she's held accountable for it, then she'll never live it down. And that's the thing that people are waiting to see. What is the court going to say? And I do think that the court case is going to move forward with, because she's cut her, this is her hand writing the letter, and she didn't cut herself, right? She should have never written that letter. By her little hand. Remember, everybody's talking about her calligraphy. By her hand. She didn't cut her own off with her own hand. By what she did. Okay, and then in the future deals, okay, there will still be future deals. It will be based on the relationship she has with Harry. Everything she does will be based on the relationship she has with Harry, right? So, because we're not doing a reading on the personal relationship, we're doing a deal on, a reading rather on the business deal she has. She will hop into bed with someone else. There will be somebody willing. See, some people just really like a bad girl. It could be a reality TV show. It could be something, but it's going to be more towards media, entertainment. Because they all feel like they can use a new villain. You know, the Kardashians been the quote-unquote villains for a very long time, even though they've changed her persona over time. But she's going to try to be the new Kardashian because she's not, they're going to, whoever her publicity people are, or the people who were giving her deals are going to say, okay, she's not going to be seen as a person who we can hold up as an esteem. We can put out here and say, okay, follow these two people because they're honorable, they're royalty, they're above the board, they're, you know, about dishonesty. They're not. And so they're not going to be able to push that line anymore. They're not going to be able to push that brand anymore. But they can push a brand about her being a bad girl. Okay? Okay. That's what they're going to do. It's going to take a while to get there, but they're going to have to rebrand them as she's going to be the bad girl. And she's going to play that role up to the hilt. Because she just wants money. She just wants fame. Whatever gets her there, branding is important to her. So she'll take any brand you give her as long as it gives her money and the power that she wants. Mostly money. Mostly money. Okay, so that's it for the business deal. So then we're going to read on the relationship. We're going to use the same cards. And I'm going to pull one card right now for the relationship. How has the relationship, has it suffered or improved after this fiasco with the information coming out? Because even though they both knew what they were doing, when it comes out, people tend to blame each other. Let's see what happens. What is the result of the relationship, the impact of the relationship once the information came out about the appeal that Meghan had lied about the letter, about helping to write the Finding Freedom book, and everything else has happened since then. What is the direct effect of that coming out on their relationship, Harry's and Meghan's relationship, their marriage, this partnership that they have with each other? Okay, we just want one card. Came out. It's upside down. Okay, so it's upside down to me, and this is what came out. It is, well, let me read it. It is the Knight of Swords, but it's reversed. Can you see that? This is it right side up. This is it upside down. So it's reversed. So let's read the card. Okay. So this is someone charging into the night, you know, with the eagle, with the wisdom in front of it. It could be a raven. It could be an eagle. Lash, you know, quickness, strongness, strength, quickness, whatever. But it's reversed. So this is the opposite. This is the Knight of Swords can be very, when it's reversed, very destructive and chaotic. So they're blaming each other. I think she's blaming Harry. See, the thing about it, she's always saying that she wanted the royal family to protect her. No matter what she did, she wanted to protect it. And Harry has grown up with the illusion that, well, maybe not the illusion, but with the understanding that his family would protect him. Whenever he does stupid stuff, they'll swoop in and they'll take care of him, right? But right now, they're not. They're on their own, and that protection is not there. And every secret they have is coming out. They're fighting against each other, and they're thinking the family is the one to put the communication person out there to talk about. this situation, that they have their hand in it to destroy them, to destroy everything they've ever done, because that person still is tied to the royal family, the communications person. So they think that they have set him up to tell all the stories. So everything that Meghan deleted, right? She said she claims she forgot she wrote this stuff, but everything she deleted, he didn't delete. So that's stupid. So when you send somebody something, you may delete your files. Does that mean the person who received it deleted your files or your emails? So he didn't delete it, and they're thinking that the royal family is setting them up. Because if you remember a few months ago, around the time of the Oprah Winfrey interview with Meghan and Harry, there was the bullying claims, and this guy, I think her communication director who helped her with the letter and with the book, he was one of the first ones whoever put claims in that she was a bully at work. She was bullying her staff. So they're thinking that the family is coming after them and releasing all this information. And they're also fighting. This is their relationship, so they're also fighting with each other. It's very sharp, very quick, very discouraging. A lot of chaos going on right now within the relationship. So that's the one. So it's the king of, the Knight of Swords, reversed. Yep. Okay. All right. So now we know that Meghan is going to be on Ellen DeGeneres' show tomorrow, right? Which is Thursday. Let's see what's going on with that. I'm going to do Duck Soup. I think this is it right here. The Duck Soup Oracle. So I want to know how that's going to turn out. My opinion, and I think, is that this was taped when Meghan first went to New York. Either when she first went to New York, when she went to meet with the UN and she did her their little royal tour, or when she was there the other day when she went to do the press circuit before they went to the military gala, where she wore that hideous red, well, it wasn't a hideous red dress, but it was not flattering whatsoever. I saw it, I'm like, why in the world do you have your shirt open up like that at I mean, my husband used to be in the military. My sons were in the military. I've gone to many balls and many galas and many events, and you don't dress like that. Period. It's just too much. And for her level, what she's trying to portray as her as being a duchess, that was really not the dress. What she would wear, like you wear in churches, she would wear it cut like that. You wear what's called a modest cloth, or something like a sheer material, where you can still have that openness, but it's covered. You know, kind of the illusion of it's open, but it's not. And I think that would have been better. I'm not too bad. Upset about the fat back. Hey, she's had supposedly 2 kids, and she's getting older. But the other thing is the train in the back with the bustle. Oh my God, she does not. She's black. She don't need to have a fake butt. It made her look so heavy and boxy. I did not like that dress at all on her. That was not the dress. And her hair up. I don't know. The hairstyle was too severe, and the dress was too wild, and she's too heavy for all that right now. Maybe she'll lose her weight soon, but it was not the best look at all. And her pulling on Harry like he a child, that make it look even worse, like she's just a hang on. You know, she just likes to hang on him all the time. And it wasn't so much I saw her as controlling, I saw her as always hanging on to him like he's her lifesaver. Like, I can't do nothing without you. I got to have you. She does. Actually, she does have to have him, because she's nothing really that spectacular without him. That's my opinion. All right, so this is the question. What is my opinion? Okay, first is that this was pre-recorded. So this is not a live show. They've already got the promo out, which I haven't seen. I just seen like stills of it and people talking about it. But this was recorded like a week ago. This is not recent stuff. So now I, of course, think that to get her ratings up, because she's been through some issues too, Ellen was like, yeah, we're going to release it because it's going to get people to watch. She's a controversial subject, so people are going to watch because of that. She's the what? Bad girl. And you take it any kind of way you get. If it brings you money and fame, you can be infamous, but it still can give you money. Okay, so how is this show going to come off tomorrow in that interview with Ellen DeGeneres? She's going to come off as honest, sincere, open. People are going to just say you're just a liar. No matter what you do or say going forward, you're just going to be categorized as a liar. not truthful, or is she going to become off as funny and likable and relatable? Because that's what they want her to come off as being. They want that brand. She's just not going to get the brand she won't. Here is the card. Dun, da, da, da. Oh man, I gotta read it. It's called Enlightenment Upside Down. It's reversed, y'all. So let me read it. It says, there's this magazine. It's called the Cosmopolitan. And it's so small. Let me get my little handy dandy. Some things you gotta have a magnifying glass to read all the details. Let's see what it says here. Since it's reversed. It's too much. Okay, so we'll leave soon for the United States. The scarecrow, it's a story about the scarecrow is going to leave soon for the United States. Isn't that interesting? Too much stuff. The scarecrow going on a trip. Oh. And as we know, the scarecrow in this card is going to be the fool. I'm sorry y'all can't see what I'm saying. It's just so tiny. Here's Meghan. Ginger. Jinjur. There's a picture of a woman that says Ginger. Jinjur. And we know they call Harry Ginger sometimes because his hair is red. That's not how you spell it though. And it says, farewell to Ginger. Ooh. And what's the story? A swell dinner. The mayor of Jupiter to entertain distinguished visitors from Land of Oz. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm seriously, if y'all need to ever see these, this is the card. Okay. It's really tiny. This is the duck suit. It's called the Cosmopolitan. Their name, there's a scarecrow is going to America. This is Ginger, Jinjur. We gotta look up that is. And it says the mayor of Jupiter is going to welcome through a dinner Ginger. Then Ginger's leaving. What does it say? It says farewell to Ginger. Okay, so let me look up Ginger. I don't know who that is. Because usually these things are referenced. These you have to really dig and see what is it referencing to. Let's see, Jinjur. Wait a minute, hold on, Jin. Ginger. Oh. General Ginger is an antagonist in the Marvelous Land of Oz. She is a character in the Oz books by Frank Baum and his successors. Let me see if y'all can see this. It says on the wiki, you can go to wiki and look it up, Jinjur. It says Ginger is a Munchkin girl and female general who once led an army of revolt and briefly ruled the Emerald City of Oz. She is introduced in the book. Okay, so history of, and it's a villain. So, Ginger wasn't happy because men had ruled the Emerald City for too long. She secretly organized an army made up of entirely girls and successfully conquered the city, stealing its fabulous wealth and enslaving all the men and boys. Ginger was made a queen, but knowing that the scarecrow had adopted and joined forces with his old friend and 10 woodsmen, she summoned an old witch named Mombi to help her maintain the kingdom. Mombi was eventually captured by Glinda, the good witch of the south, and was forced to reveal the identity of the Princess Ozma, the true ruler of Oz. The Emerald City was liberated and Ginger was captured, but on a promise of good behavior, she was sent home to her mother. Like all the girls in the army. Doesn't that sound like who? So, what's going to happen to Miss Girl? People don't like her. She's going to go out there. Of course, she's fighting for women's rights. She wants women to have their voices, right? That's what she claims. But people are going to know she's a fraud. They're going to know she's not worthy, that she wants to take over and become queen, but she's not going to. Because the good witch, which is going to be our queen, or your queen, the British queen, Elizabeth, is going to make sure she's captured and dealt with appropriately. So if you want to read up on Ginger from the Wizard of Oz, please do so for yourself, because this card is what came out. And this is the other story of the Scarecrow going back to America. So they're going to stay in America, but they're not going to rule America. They're trying to rule America, but it's not going to happen. So the interview tomorrow is with Ellen DeGeneres. By the time you get it, it might be that day, because I have to load this video tonight. I'm recording on Wednesday night. It's not going to come out. People are going to see her for who she is, that she's just trying to pretend. She's trying to capture the whole soul of women and be their crusader for women. She's trying to be the crusader for women, but people are going to know all she wants is not for those particular causes. She only wants to rule the kingdom. That's all she really wants. She thinks it's time for her to rule the kingdom, and people are going to find her out, and they're not going to let that happen. The queen's like, no, sir, no, darling, you do not have this, and you will be held accountable in the court of law, and people are going to know that this is an issue. So this interview with Degeneres on the Degeneres show tomorrow was pre-recorded. They're not going to tell you that, but of course you must know it, because if they got promos out for it already, it was already pre-recorded. It was pre-recorded before the news came out about the court case. And Ellen's going to run it no matter what, because Markle News get attention. That's it. So she's going to be the bad girl, the bad girl. That's going to be her image coming forward. Okay, so that's that right there. And then we're going to do one more reading really quick. I'm going to use the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards. I haven't used this in a long time, so I may have to read the book. So the question is, how will Meghan be held accountable for what she did with the mail on Sunday and the letter she wrote her father? I keep saying that she's going to be held accountable. How is she going to be held accountable? I'm going to pull just one card, because you can't play with fire. You cannot put all that discontent out there and cause and set people up and not think karma or life is not going to come back and smack you in your face. That's why it's very important to not try to set people up, try to be nice to people, try to treat people the way you want to be treated, because that stuff does come back to bite you. I'm not saying life is going to be perfect, because you do treat people well. You're always going to, life is about lessons and stuff. And so she's going through this phase. It's about learning from lessons, though, and adapting those lessons into your life to become a better, more spiritual, more well-rounded person. And she's struggling around that. So this is the card that came out. And it's called, in its reverse, Conflict. So if you can see that, this card came out. Remember that red dress? This is fire, though. Conflict. She's going to always be in battle. So we're going to read the book on 41, which is Conflict. So how is it going to come out? Which I believe it means she's just going to go to court. It's going to go to court. The whole situation is going to go to court behind. Okay, so card 41, which is Conflict. That was the card you saw. I'm going to read. It says, the moral of the story is conflicts, arguments, quarrels, strife, and upheavals. Okay, so this is the card. So the seeker is completely surrounded by fire in the battle as the phoenix fire from the sword collides with the opposing force of the dragon's fire. An excess of the fire causes things to burn. To think of cliches such as red hot temper, fighting fire with fire, crash and burn, etc. Conflict is the card of battles, arguments, strife, and upheaval. And it says you can find out where the source of the problem originates if you check the preceding cards, for instance. Right, okay, so if we so I didn't do that, so I'm just going to pull this card. It's the first card. And it is, let's see, Word on Wing. So this is the card Ather. And we can say this is the card from the bottom. It's going to be the card before Lady Autumn. So 57. Lady Autumn is abundance, harvest, fruitful endeavors, collecting rewards, matters bearing fruit. With innocence may represent birth. Okay, so that's autumn. This is how we started with wanting to collect harvest from what we're doing. And then the word on wing is 27. Okay, which is this card here. Is messages and news coming in through any form of communication. That's it right there. Okay, let's read it. So it's saying the purpose, the reason for her conflict that's coming up is because she was trying to reap the harvest. She wanted to be Little Miss Innocent, but she wanted to reap the harvest of what she could from this kingdom, right? She wanted to show herself in the best light, and she wanted the most money, the most abundance, and she wanted to be able to use this kingdom the way she wanted to be able to be gainfully rewarded from it with money, power, prestige, right? So she wrote the letter thinking that this is what's going to give it to her. But now there's the conflict because people found out, and because there's conflict, there's more conflict coming because people are going to start talking. And they're going to come out in all kinds of ways from all different types of people. Because why? I think it's because the Queen and Prince Charles, has released people to talk. Remember a few months ago they said that they were going to come back fighting fire with fire. They was no longer going to practice the don't complain, don't explain. Oh, they explaining now. They just not going to do it. They're going to let other people do it for them. But they're going to do it truthfully. They're not going to lie. And this is going to put her in a battle of fighting everybody. So you can't fight everybody. But she's going to be in a position where she's going to be out there having to fight this. Because she's put so many lies out. And she's told so many details. And she's pissed off so many people. But it's been dealt with one by one in the news. But not really directly dealt with. Or she's responded one by one. Right now, everybody's coming after her. Everybody's telling the truth. Everybody's going to come. And then if that court case goes through, everything she's done, this communication she started, the way she talks to people, the way she treats people, they're going to come at her from all angles, and they're going to circle around her that she cannot get out of here. And it's not going to be considered piling on. It's going to be, this is the truth, because they're going to have records, they're going to have receipts, they're going to have emails, they're going to have people who collaborate, and then people are going to know, of course, this is the bad girl. She has to become the bad girl. And I do want to go back to this one card. This is about the business opportunities. So the arcana was the 6 arcana, which is the lovers. It came out right side up, but not only is she's going to be looked at as the bad girl, that archetype of the bad girl. In a way, I believe that this is Meghan. Someone's going to take her spot. In the opportunities that they were trying to give her, in the opportunities they were trying to give her for these business deals, they're going to probably select another person to represent the politician and the one who's fighting for women's right. And Meghan's going to be in the corner, always looking at that. She's going to be the bad girl. She's not going to have that pure, angelic persona she's always tried to present, what she is not. She's going to come out and be who she is, based on the choices she's made. And someone else is going to take that spot away from her. There's going to be other partnerships going to be created and crowd her out because of the mistakes she's making, and because she's being held accountable for lying to the courts, and all the other lies that's going to come out once that court case goes to full court. All the stuff about her is going to come out, and her whole story will be told, and nobody's going to have any credibility. She's not going to have any credibility left. However, she can become the bad girl, but she's not going to be able to become that angelic. Those partnerships she wanted with these businesses who were in bed with her, like Procter and Gamble Netflix and all that, they're not going to see her, or the politicians, the people who were around her trying to form this relationship with in politics, they're not. They're going to find somebody else to substitute her, and she'll always be on the outside looking and trying to find out how she can get back into the loop. Such something like with the Kardashians did with Kim. When Kim, she had the sex tape, right, and then she eventually got this show, and then she wanted to be a lawyer, and she was helping people get out of, women to get out of jail who were wrongly accused, and all this other stuff that Kim's doing. She's gonna try to follow Kim's lead, but she's right now in that situation where she has no credibility. People are not gonna see her as having high values. They can't use that right now. They need somebody who's very influential, who seems angelic, pure motives. Whether they do or not, they gotta appear. And she's not that one. So she's not going to, the deal she had, they're going to replace her with someone else. And a lot of them. I'm not going to say everyone, but a lot of them. It's not going to be immediate. The court has to rule on this first case first. And then once it goes to court, it's just that she's going to be too much of a liability, and they're going to replace her with someone else. I'm not saying that this is Harry. I'm just saying the business deals that she was forming. So that's that right there. I want to go back over that one. So. Okay, y'all, that is the reading for today on Harry and Meghan. Since the news came out about the court case and the lying she did to the high courts, she will be held accountable, people. It's how life is. You cannot go around lying on people, setting them up continuously, and then pretending to be the one who's hurt. Because the truth will always come out. It always does. You can only lie for so long. And, when the Queen and the royal family came out and said that they were going to get their lawyers, and they were going to not use we're going to, don't complain, don't explain, all bets were off for Meghan and Harry. So what I think they've done is they have said, okay, we're going to let everybody speak. We're going to let the NDAs are going to be off for this particular subject here. We want the full truth to come out. They've already had their investigation, and they know there's a lot more information, and that information was submitted to the courts, to the Mail on Sunday and to the courts, so they can make the determination if they want to go through the appeal, which is how the appeal came out, to even go through this process. And I do believe it's going to go to the next level. If Meghan doesn't pull out of this lawsuit, it's going to go to the next level, and she will be held accountable. When she's held accountable, even in the process of going to court, a lot of stuff is going to come out, and people are going to see her in a new light, because it's going to be receipts. It's not going to be he say, she say anymore. It's going to be like, here is the list of things that she said, and she wrote, and she sent me, and this is her tone, and this is what she meant, and she's not going to be able to get out of that. And so, and her being a narcissist, and her not knowing that she has a problem, she looks at it as, this is how I operate, because I don't always take no for an answer. I have to find my own way. I have to create my own reality, and I can't let people stop me, which is not a bad thing. But when you start hurting other people to get what you want, yeah, it becomes a bad thing. But she doesn't see it that way, and so she doesn't think she has a problem. But when she starts losing deals, she's just going to find another way, and she will become the bad girl. And that's what they're going to tell her. I don't want to say bad like girl, like she's out there hurting people, but just that persona can be used in a lot of things. People do buy into that. Men buy into that because she's pretty, right? And she's a smart girl. I'm saying she's really a smart girl. There's ways that branding can be used. The problem is it's going to really hurt Harry. Her being the brand. He's going to let it go for a while because they need money. They need, he still got his little jobs but he's not going to be the truth czar anymore, the untruths or misinformation czar anymore. He's going to lose that too, because nobody's going to take him serious. Because you contributed to this stuff with your wife. You were implicated in that appeal case when they said that you wanted to help write the story of finding freedom, but you want to be able to say, you agree that you should be able to say that you didn't have anything to do with it. So people already got you on record lying from your own email. So he's no longer going to be looked at as the czar of misinformation. He can't be the gatekeeper for that, because he doesn't know how to tell the truth, and he has a wife who doesn't know how to tell the truth. So that image, that brand is gone. It may not end tomorrow, but I think that as more and more information comes out, that those positions he got are going to be gone. And they may change it. Some companies still want him because he's a prince. They'll change it. But some companies are going to feel embarrassed that they got him and they were backing him for that. I believe Oprah did not, because Oprah hangs with a lot of shady people, did not do her due diligence in the research on this girl. Yes, she understood that she would have high ratings if she did the interview, that this is a breakthrough interview, and she always wanted to interview Princess Diana. She never got the chance, so this was a substitute for her, but it burned her. And I think people are saying now that she wants to do a redo. No, Oprah, you can't do a redo, girl. You did enough. You did what you had to do, right? Because it showed a light on this girl and Harry. Believe it or not, she didn't do a great job, but she did the right job, because it showed the 17, did they say, mistruths that Harry and Meghan listed. It showed the level that they will sink to lie. So it kind of did what it was supposed to do. So there's no going back. You've done it. It's done. It's now with the Ellen DeGeneres interview she's doing. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to lift up her brand. It's supposed to, for Meghan, it's supposed to make her more relatable. Put her out there in front of people who can see that she can speak well, she can hold her own, and that's what it's about. So if she wants to get in politics, they're saying you got to go out there and do the work. And so they wanted to put her out there as a show pony and show us what you can do. And then if we feel like you have the goods, then we'll take you, and more people higher up can use you in different platforms. However, this case came out, and now people are going to say, nah, she ain't the one. You can lie, just don't get caught. You got caught, so you know you're not good enough. You're not at the level we need you to be. So they're not going to use her. They're just not going to use her. She'll get a little deal here, a little deal there, but she will not be in politics the way she wanted to be. She has no avenues towards being the president, y'all. Don't got to worry about that. I mean, you could say, well, Trump became president. I'm not a Trump fan, but I got to tell you, I followed Trump since the 80s. He knew how to network. He got in trouble, but he knew how to cover. Remember, he's white. He knew a lot of people, and he knew how to cover a lot of things. And he snuggled up with the right people, and he promised the right things. And he went out there as show and pony before, and he let people know he could speak, and he wasn't afraid to speak. But this girl is too divisive from the beginning. It's not even on political issues. It's on just her. And as a female and a black female, it's just not going to come across the way we want it to. She can't. They're not going to let her. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just, she will still cause issues because she's a narcissist, though. She will still, she's never going to learn a lesson. And until Prince Harry leaves her, he's always going to be a codependent, and he's always going to be an issue. But believe you me, eventually he will get tired of her. It's just not going to be anytime soon. He's going to suffer, just like his uncle, great uncle, the king, who abdicated for Wallis Simpson. He suffered through it. He just loved her that much. So it'll be a while. It just is what it is. I think when the queen passes, I'm not saying when it is, I'm just saying when the queen passes, a lot of things are going to change in their ranking. So it's happening. It's just not all happening all at once. And I think the way they're going to do it, the royal family's going to do it, is they're also going to take steps by step to disassociate them from Harry and Meghan. And eventually they'll be left with nothing but whatever branding they have over here, which over time will also dissipate. Because you can't keep going through life doing harm, hurting people, lying, and think that you're going to prosper from it. Some people do. Don't get me wrong. There's an affiliation of people who do that together, who have an agenda. Don't get me wrong. There are. She's on her own though, and she's not eventually she's not going to have the help in the network to sustain her in that, and continually getting the rewards and the money and the feast that she wants. She ain't that smart. She's smart, but she ain't that smart. She thinks she's that smart. She's got away with a lot of things, and she will be written about in history. But eventually, I'm telling y'all, the history book stops at some point when you stop making an impact. And just causing chaos is not making an impact. Coming to a award show with your dress plunged down to your navel is not the impact you want. It's not an award show. It was a military event, right? It's not even that's not making an impact. When you have people just talking about what you're wearing, how bad you look, how much you lie, how much you control your husband, how much you look needy, for the most part, and lying to the courts. You just can't. That's just not going to put you where you want to be. You know, she can go on Ellen and all these other small shows where she was and come off being confident. But people still saw through the lies even before the information came out on the court ruling. So it's she doesn't have that thing that's going to sustain her. You could just tell. She doesn't. It's going to run out of fuel very soon. So, and that's a good thing. And she'll figure something else to do. Her husband, as I say. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this reading. I know it was a little bit longer, went off here and there. It's been a while since we've had a conversation, and I wanted to be able to do a good reading for you about where they stand, and to give you some reassurance that this type of behavior will not be rewarded forever. People will have their comeuppance not because we do it, but because this is karma. This is the way the universe works. She's done a lot of damage to her own credibility, and it's something she's not going to make. She's hurt too many people high up. And I don't think too many people are going to want to hang on to that, knowing that she uses people and then she discards them, and then she leaves a wake of damage behind her. Nobody's going to want that. So anyway, if you want to read with me, you know how to contact me at ascensionsoulcoaching@gmail.com. And I'd like to do a reading for you. We can read on anything from relationships to your career to family life. If you're just going through some things and you want somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. So anyway, again, thank you for joining me, and I will see you probably sometime this week when I do believe some new information is going to be coming up before the end of the week, and I want to talk to you about it. Especially, we're going to do a recap of the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I want you all to respond and give me your ideas of what you think happened. So anyway, talk to you later. You'll have a blessed night. Bye-bye.